Let's now go through the whole subscriptions lifecycle. At first, we have some observable, which as we know doesn't do anything by itself, it just has some logic stored inside. Sometimes this logic can be very simple, for example, it can emit a few static values after we subscribe and complete. On the other hand, we can have much more complicated observables. In those, the values might come from some external server, for example. Regardless of what the source is and what happens inside of the observable, the interface and the set of notifications that can be emitted by the observable is the same for all of them. Okay, so we have our observable, let's subscribe to it. This executes the code inside of the observable. At this point, a new subscription has been created and the code inside of the observable is running for our new subscription. As we know, the observable can emit notifications. The first and probably the most important one is the next notification used to emit values. Each time a new value, a new next notification is emitted by the observable, it is passed to the observer's handler for the next notifications. And after the next notification gets handled, the observable's code will continue and will be able to further emit values. This might be stopped by emitting the error or complete notification. When an error is emitted, the error handler for the provided observer will be called, and accordingly, if the complete notification would be emitted, our observer's complete handler would be called. In these cases, namely after emitting a complete or error notification, the observable won't be able to emit any more values. Instead, the subscription will get closed and the teardown logic provided by the observable will be run. In this optional teardown logic, the observable can clean up after itself. For example, it can release the resources it was using, cancel timers or intervals, or even close a connection to the server if that was the source of the observable. The complete or error notifications are a way of saying that the observable has no more items to emit, or there was some error and the observable won't be able to emit values anymore. There might be some observables which never complete or error, like an infinite interval counter. We need to unsubscribe to stop the counting. So the third way to finish a subscription is to use the unsubscribe method on it. As you can see, there are three ways in which the subscription can end. One is in our hands, unsubscribing, and two are in the hands of the observable's logic, which can error or complete. Regardless of the way the subscription ends, the teardown logic will always be run. Of course, if it was provided by the observable. This single graphic that you can see on the screen right now addresses all key elements that are important to know about the subscription's lifecycle.